Wait for the second lid because I just had enough for that one. And this lid's going to require a little bit more clay.
It was one.
Just so this lid is going to be thrown such that it will require a knob later. So we'll have to let this dry and then we'll flip it later and add a knob. And we can either add a knob by slipping and scoring, or we can add a handle, or we could choose to throw a knob. So sometimes when you're done you can put the lid on the pot and then just throw the knob on the pot. So essentially what I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to be throwing the lid upside down. So I've made a disc essentially, still left enough clay that I can open this up. I'm going to drag my hands out, and then when I get out here to the edge, I'm going to make a flange on it. And the flange is both going to come up and out. So I'll show you how that's going to look like. Now when thinking about your lid, you have to imagine what the final shape of that lid is going to be. So if you want it to be flat, or you want it to be domed, or you want it to be conical, that would affect the shape that you create before you open it up. So if I wanted a lid that was going to be more domed or conical, I would have left this maybe taller and narrower so that I could pull it up more. But it's going to be a pretty flat lid in this case, or just a slight dome to it. So what you can't see that I've got is I've got my fingers over here. I've got that grabbed already. So I'm dragging out the clay, pulling it out to the perimeter, and I was able to pinch a little bit of it. So that's going to be my flange that's going to come this way. If I can keep that between my fingers.
Go inside the bowl.
The inside, yes, thank you. Inside. I want to leave enough clay out here so that I can go ahead and trim that dome shape. So I don't want to get it too flat in there because I'm going to put just a slight dome shape on this lid. So now I need to take my measurements here. So the flange needs to come out no wider than that, so I'm getting pretty close. And then the total width of it we said needed to be about 6.5. So I'm at 6, so I need to get a ½ inch more out of here. Just a little bit more. that's it there. That's 6.5. So now I have to be sure that my flange is inside the dimensions that I need.
I just want to, you've been trying to get this to 6.5?
No, the outside.
Okay, I just want to
Yeah.
double check, 'cause that's his.
Yeah. See, that's too wide now, so I have to bring that back in just a bit. So that's satisfactory. So what I do then is I take a rib, but 90-degree angle, and I put that on there. Over on this side, I'm just making a sharp edge. And that's just a preference. It doesn't have to be that way, but that's how I like it. And it also ensures that your pot's going to be seated flatly there. And then later I'll worry about trimming this. But one thing you want to observe before you're finished with it is that the top of the, so this is, the lid's upside down. So essentially this is going to be the top of the lip that's hanging over. And I want to be sure that I've given myself enough room that I can trim from there to the top and put just a slight dome on it. So in this case, I would have liked to have left a little bit more there, maybe like an extra 1/4 inch. And I could probably lift this up. I'm just going to finish it off. And again, I'm going to blunt those edges, because I don't want any sharp edges because they chip. Especially something like a sugar bowl that's going to get a lot of use. And so then take a final measurement. Whoa, came in a lot on me. Still 6.5, so I can bring it back out just there. That's why you always take a measurement before you call it quits. I always take a final measurement. That's more like it. Just smooth everything off. There you go. And then later what we'll do is we'll flip it over. We'll trim a slight dome to it. And then we can throw into it a knob or put a handle on it.
Yay!
If you flip it over